Okay, guys, good afternoon. Praise be the Lord. Let's try this one more
Now and
time.
forever, Mister.
Praise be the Lord.
Now
Now
and
and
forever.
forever. Now and forever.
Now and forever.
Excellent. Okay, guys, I'm going to begin with the class. So I'm going to disable your microphone for the rest of the class until the moment in which the questions should be answered. Now, I'm going to block the chat also. By now, everyone is in the list as present. Now, guys, to begin with our class, remember, in these classes we were having last time, we began working with Officematics or Office Automation. Now, Office Automation is just a way to have the best of both worlds in our offices, in our works, in our houses. Okay, normally, in our house, we have some tools we don't use the way we're supposed to. This class is for us to learn how to use those tools in the best way possible. Now, last class, we learned how to make a PowerPoint presentation. Sorry, a CV. I'm going to now share with you a PowerPoint presentation in which I'm going to explain more in depth what we're going to do in this class. So normally in this class, we should have a computer in front of us. Because I don't see none of you right now, I will assume you are not on a computer. And most of you are online in this class with your cell phone. Now for the next class, I require you to be next to a computer. Remember, this class began as almost all theoretical class to a practical class completely. So this partial is completely practical. We're not going to use our notebooks. We're going to use them today because, as I just said, I am not able to see you on my screen, which means you are not on a computer. So this presentation was made having that in mind and to avoid any kind of problem with the class. Now, first, last class we learned how to make the first part of our CV. Now, this is what you should have, or what you should have sent me as your homework. Following the steps of our simple instructions, the name of the file, CV, our name, our ID number, date and place of birth, marital status, address, studies carried out, and master language. Okay, this is more or less what you had to wrote and send to me. Now remember, ACV is a tool. Okay, this tool, this is part of a set of tools that would allow us to get a job. Okay, now this is our presentation. This is our first sorry, this is our first step. Okay, now I had some questions on the email you sent me, and someone asked me why we didn't apply or insert an image or a picture of ourselves. Now, remember, we live in a digital age, and in this age, people is very sensitive to everything. Okay, you cannot say anything on the net without having someone being offended by it, and those people have been getting a lot of power around the digital world. Now, this means normally people send or place or paste a picture of themselves. But this new age of workers have deemed a picture, have been placing a picture or our CV as something wrong. Because people say, oh, I'm not going to get the job because I don't look okay, because I look a little scruffy, or I am not the most beautiful person in the world. That is why I'm not getting this job, because you're going to hire the better looking person. So companies, to avoid that, have begun to ask CVs without photos. Now, if you send a photo with your CV, it's most likely that your CV is going to be ignored because they don't want to have any kind of issue with any kind of white knight on the internet, or any kind of people telling them that they are wrong by hiring someone that has a great looking picture and has great information on their CV. So to avoid that, we don't have pictures in our CV no more. Now, let's get to the next part of the creation of our CV. In this class, we're going to learn how to finish it, okay? You're going to send the finished work to my email, and I'm going to give you a day to do so, so don't worry. We're going to discuss that later. So, first, let's carry it out. This is knowledge you want to get, okay? This is knowledge you pay for it, okay? This is knowledge you want it. You search the internet, or you search a convention, something like that, to get this knowledge. Normal people say that school and college are things that are forced onto you, okay? And yes, they may be right, because your parents are making a big investment on your education. But the education or the investment is made by them, not by you. You may say, but I didn't ask him to get in this or that school. I didn't ask him to study. I didn't want to. I don't like it. I'm wasting my time. Right now, there are some ways, as people think, to avoid school. For example, we now can be professional gamers. We now can be YouTubers. There are people that have no studies, but they have great careers in YouTube, in gaming, in doing makeup tutorials. Yes, that's right, that's true. But not everyone has that luck or that kind of skill. Okay? To get that skill, you have two options: either going to school, getting a course, or having any kind of knowledge invested to you by money or luck. So, because we don't have that yet, we're going to keep with our studies, because it's better to be prepared than to have nothing around our backs. Now, first, we have two examples: customer service and how to win friends and influence people. Those are courses delivered by Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie is a company that was created to impart this kind of knowledge. Okay, they have um, a lot of business practices, but the most important about of them is this: imparting knowledge via events, via online schools, so on and so forth. Now, these are only examples. Okay, you are going to investigate on the internet, and you're going to search for two courses you want to get. Okay, two informations, two certificates, so on and so forth. And speaking of certificates, as you can see, I have 4 examples or certifications for Microsoft Office. The only difference for them is the year, okay? 2003, 7, 13, and 16. Now, right now, most computers have Microsoft Office 2016 on them, but some of them may have the 360 edition, and some of them may have the test edition of the 2019. Now, every single time Office put out a new, let's say, suit, they put out a new certificate. So if you are in a world or in a work environment that you need to have a certification for Microsoft Office, you have to certificate once more. Okay, you're going to pick 2 of those. Don't worry, that's up to you. You're not going to have to make any kind of research. I just wanted to research the first 2, okay? Now, going through that, we're going to very important part of your CV, the acquired skills. Now, I'm giving you a list of 10 skills, okay? You're going to select 4, and you're going to explain to me why you think you have that skill. Why are you going to do this? Because this is an important part of your CV. The people who is going to read your CV is going to try to get an image of you as a worker and as a person. So, for example, let's say I choose number 4, creativity. I think I am a very creative person because I try to use the tools they gave to me or they give to me in very different ways, very smart ways to complete the task I have in front of me. Okay? That's a kind of explanation about creativity. That's the kind of explanation I want you to give me. Select 4 of those skills and give me a little explanation. I don't want you to be too long about it. Be specific. Be specific. Okay, now we're going to learn about references. In this case, personal references. These references are very important for very different reasons. First, after the people of HR that is reviewing your CV reads everything else you have, they are going to turn to these references. Now, look at the way I'm writing these references. I have a name, the letter of the second name, and a last name. Name, initial of the surname, last name. This means I know these people. You may think, okay, why don't you write the complete name then? I'm going to explain that a little bit later. Now, the numbers, the cell phone numbers that you're going to write in these references, those can be fake numbers. Now, the names must be either real names or normal names. I don't want smart names. I don't want crazy names or disrespectful names, okay? Either real names or made up names that are in the line of respect. Now, who are we going to put in these personal references? Either family or friends, but just friends, not coworkers, just friends. Because when I call, let's say I'm someone in HR looking for an engineer, okay? I'm going to call these people just to see if Claudio is as good as a person as an engineer. Now, let's say I call Pablo Francisco, okay? Pablo Lopez. But little Daniel didn't ask Pablo if he wanted to be a personal reference. Even further, Daniel didn't even say anything to Pablo. That means when they call him, do you know Daniel? He may think, oh, these are collectors. Oh, he owns somebody. Or I don't know if this is like a Mara doing something wrong. No, I'm not going to say nothing. Or they are going to hang up, okay? The people you're going to place in your personal references, remember, we're making a template of our real CV. Those people are going to have to know you put their names there. You have to ask for permission to do that, okay? You have to tell them, please, can I put you as a personal reference? If they say yes, okay. Now, I just said the word template. Most of you, or maybe some of you, notice that in Word, when you began working on your CV, Word had some templates, even have CV templates. But those templates are not good enough, okay? They have a lot of flashy things. They have a lot of impressive, like little squares that people who work on HR know of those templates. So if they see a CV with those templates, they're going to ignore it. If he is too lazy to create one from themselves, he's going to be too lazy to work. So trash them, okay? So to avoid that, we're going to create this template, and when you need it, you will know where it is and what you have to change. Remember, last class we talked about that. You have to be adaptive. We have to evolve our CV to be in par with the technology and with the amount of effort we need. Now, let's go to professional reference. As the name tells us, professional, profession, work. Look at the difference between the personal references and the professional references. Okay, personal references had like a little more information, okay? One name, the initial of the surname, but in this case, I'm going to just place one name and one last name. Why is that? Remember, I'm being repetitive about this, but it is because of the age in which we live in. Okay, we live in a digital age. Most of the time that you're going to send your CV, you're going to do it online with the internet. Okay, and people who are good at tracking people, they may intercept this information. Okay, they may intercept your CV. They may try to hijack it. If they are successful by doing that, when they find the information you have in it, it's not only you that is going to be on peril or on a difficult spot. What happens if I use a old professional reference? You can ask your parents when they got their jobs, they had to put the title of that people, let's say doctor or lawyer or engineer. Let's say he was Dr. Walter Davila, and they put the information of the workplace. Say Dr. Walter Davila works in medical center. Now, if I know Walter Davila is a doctor, if I know Walter Davila works at medical center, I know where Walter Davila is most of the time, so I can go pay him a visit, or I can dig even further on the information. So to avoid that, we try to give as less information as possible. HR is only going to need a number and a name, nothing more. Okay, if this is a professional reference, okay, they know that they're going to call these people if they want to know if Daniel is good at work. Why? Because the people we're going to place here is people that have worked either with us, for us, or to us. Okay? Simple as that. Bosses, co-workers, or workers. The same rules. You have to ask them first. You have to have permission, because let's say I place a professional reference from 8 years ago. I don't even know if that people still have the same number. Speaking about numbers, we're going to use fake numbers again. Okay. Now this is a little introduction to the subject we're going to have right now. Let me stop sharing the screen. And now, guys, I'm going to open the mic for you to ask any question you have, and we're going to set the time and date to deliver this job. So first, when is this work due? Because I don't know how much work your other teachers have left in your hands, I'm going to give you 1 week to do so. So next week, you're going to send to my email this complete CV, which means you have until Tuesday at 11:59 p.m. before midnight to deliver this to me. It's not a complicated work, it's simple, but I don't know how much work you have, so I don't want to be a burden to you. Any questions?
¿Qué hay que hacer?
Repeat that again.
Tenemos que hacer el currículum. We have to make the curriculum.
Yes, you have to finish it. You have to use the new information to finish your CV.
Mr. Until what day that I don't hear well?
Okay, Ruben, you have until Tuesday of the next week to send this to my email. 1 week
Thank you.
from now. Someone else?
Mister,
Mhm.
the homework is to edit the curriculum we sent last time.
No, it's not to repeat it. It's to finish it. You can use the same file, just complete it with the new information I just gave you. Remember, if you weren't paying attention, this class is going to be uploaded as a video on the platform between today or tomorrow. Okay, you have 1 week to do so. You're just going to add information to your CV. It's not too much information. It's simple. Your CV must be between between 2 to 3 pages, depending on how much information you're going to place on it. Someone else? Okay. Well, guys, so I think you understood everything because you're not asking questions. So next class, I need 2 things from you. First, we're going to start with a new type of work. So by that time, I need you to be on a computer. Okay. Today, I just explained the work, just give you information, just put like the amount of work you have to do. Next class, we will be working side by side. So I need you to be in a computer. There are ways you can do so. First, you can use your cell phone to have the Zoom meeting on there and be in the computer just using the tool we're going to use next week. Okay? Sorry, next class. Now, if for any reason you don't have a computer or you have to share that computer, please ask the people who is in turn with the computer with your schedule to let you use that computer for 30 minutes. Okay, remember the class has only 30 minutes of length. Okay, nothing more than that. So ask them if you can use it that day at that time. The second thing I need from you is a song. Now, you can download a song in Spanish, in Korean, whatever, but the type of song is important. So please do not use any kind of song that has like bad words or filthy language on it. Okay, try not to do that. The gender of the music is up to you. Okay, don't worry. The only thing I don't want is bad language on that song. Okay, are we clear? Guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, mister.
Yes, mister.
Okay. Now the other thing I need from you is, because I think we weren't like complete in this section, let your classmate know about the work they have to send, the time in which they have to send it, so they can work with us at the same time next class. Okay? Remember, I need you to be in a computer. If you are not, you're going to have problems with the class. So I'm going to finish the recording of this class. Don't go. It's just a recording. I'll finish.